Reseller Show 1 year anniversary. Welcome along. My name's Andy Lawrence.
And my name is Kev Blackburn.
You may notice that we're just a touch on the late side today. We've got the usual technical difficulties. Kev's llama's got out again. He's been chasing them all over Scunthorpe as usual. It's been a nightmare. But I don't know how you're viewing us this evening. It'd be interesting to know in the comments if you'd just like to let us know if you could see us okay, if you can hear us okay, because we've had all sorts of gremlins this evening. It's been a bit of an issue, but we'll get going anyway. We'll work it out, and we're here, and that's the main thing. How are you doing this evening, Kev?
Well, I've come into this week with a bit of a sore throat, so I'm going to do my best this evening. But it's our 1 year anniversary, Andy. We made it to the 1 year. We've made it, and my God, have we had some technical difficulties tonight? And but that's live streaming. That's live streaming. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, there's always one thing every time we try and stream live. There's always at least one thing going on, whether it's the live stream, whether it's YouTube, whether it's computer malfunctions or webcam issues. There's always something. But there's a lot of links in the chain, and there's a lot of opportunities for things not to go quite right. It uses a lot of bandwidth, and it's a fairly power hungry thing. So it is what it is. But we get there somehow, and we make it work, and that's the main thing. So. Oh, there we go. I can just now see the live stream, which is good. So hopefully people will be finding that and tuning in.
So we are live now, are we?
Yep, I found it. People are slowly starting to come in. We've got 2 in now. I'll just notify the Facebook group.
What an evening. Sorry, guys, this is what happened. So this is our 1 year anniversary, and this is actually our 48th episode of the Reseller Show, and throughout that time the consistency of breakage and technical difficulties has been relentless.
Yep, at least that's been consistent anyway.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay,
but we're going to have a good evening. Hopefully people can find us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the live chat to see if we've got anyone that's actually found us yet. I can't see any chat. Usually we've got some people saying hello by now, but maybe it's just taking a minute to sync across the networks. It can do that sometimes. So let's have a look.
Yeah. We will see.
Yeah. We will see. I just want to make sure it's actually working before we get started. So let me just have a look at the Facebook.
Yeah. I'm just going to see if you guys are watching this back later on the recording, then we're just going to quickly see to make sure everything's good, because tonight it's just been one of those nights. We want to celebrate, we want to have some fun, we want to enjoy, we want to celebrate and reminisce and say hello to you guys, and all sorts of things going wrong with the live stream. So it's just the way it goes.
I'm getting a few people saying no notification link yet, which isn't ideal, but hopefully it's just
okay.
Because I did see someone join, but then that might just have been only one watching, so that's interesting. Okay. So it might not have gone through.
Oh, that is interesting. I'm just having a look.
Yeah, it says live. So
here we go. It says we're live. I'll get the link.
Oh, Sean's in.
I'll get the link. Are we in?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we will take it. It is a bit slow tonight, I think.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. Yeah, it's just slow. I'll post the link in here now, so everyone's got it.
Great. If you are finding us, let us know. Let us know that you're in. Sean, Simon, happy birthday all. I'm manually joined. How's your Monday been? Let us know. Let us know. This will be interesting, guys. For you guys that are coming back, let us know in the chat while we're trying to figure this out. What's been a highlight of your year? with the Reseller Show? What's been a highlight? We'd love to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we're just starting to get people coming in now. So I posted the link in the Facebook page, and hopefully people will start to find us. But yeah, it's crazy. It feels like so much longer than a year, I guess, and in some ways, and other ways, it's gone so quickly. It's weird. If you think it wasn't much longer than this that I actually first met you by coming to your warehouse. Kev, around about this end of the year, a year ago. And that was the first time I met you in person. Been chatting before that. But since then, we've done so many things have gone on. We've had, so many different things go on. So, yeah, it's been a really eventful year. So I've definitely had a lot of fun doing it. Sean said
Yeah,
he's made over £300 in profits so far today. Excellent. Good man, Sean. That's a good start.
amazing.
Yeah, you're getting no
Yeah,
notification, which is weird. Mm.
yeah, it is weird. I don't really know fully what's happened tonight, guys.
Mm.
No
I think
idea.
I think people are just
One year
joining
birthday.
manually. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Yeah, so we'll just have to figure it out. And if anyone misses us, they'll have to catch us on the replay, I reckon. But yeah, it's been good. And the main thing, what's made it the most special, as far as I'm concerned, is actually everyone that watches in the chat. Actually, I think
Mhm.
you guys have made it the most fun and the most interesting with contributing to questions and having a laugh and keeping it live and vibrant rather than just us two talking amongst ourselves. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's you guys that have made it as well. So you've been a great participation with Simon and Sean and Kev and Mandy and Jonathan, who's not here tonight. Jerry's not here yet either. Chris, Elsie, as well as another regular. Oh, Jerry's literally just turned up right now. So I was just saying, thanks to you, Jerry, for being a regular over the past year and always contributing. So we appreciate you. And a special shout out, I think, to Simon Hurrell, who's actually attended every single one that we've done, which is pretty impressive, actually.
It is
That's
really,
quite an
really
achievement.
impressive.
He should get the
Really impressive.
he should just get the reseller show. Oh, okay. Now start notifications have come out now, so we should get a few more people coming in. But yeah, I think Simon should get the reseller show contributor of the year award for that one. It's
Yeah,
quite an
and and
achievement.
and I just want to echo what Andy was saying there. That it's been we've done 48 episodes of the Reseller Show, and there's been regulars week after week, week after week, month in, month out. We've only missed 4 weeks of the entire year, so it's been quite a journey. It's been quite an epic journey, and we've done it together with you guys, and we
Absolutely.
are incredibly grateful for you for to hang out because when myself and Andy set out to do this a year ago, that was the intention, just to hang out with like-minded individuals from different parts of the country, maybe even the world. And the idea was for us to casually have a chat without it being too formal, without it being too structured, without it being like too controlled. We've spoke about sausage rolls, and we've spoken about even to the point where we have a beer on the show as well. So
Absolutely.
cheers to you, Andy.
Oh, cheers. Cheers. Thank you, Kev. Yeah, I should have brought one with me as well. Sounds like a much better idea. I've just got a glass of water. What was I thinking? Yeah, so it's been great. Honestly, it's been a real pleasure, and I wish I'd been around for more of it. The traveling has taken me away on more than one occasion, but that's part of my life and what I'm doing, and that's happening more and more now. So part of the announcement that I wanted to make on the show this evening, I thought the 1 year show would probably be a fitting time to do it, as it was almost like an entire year that we've done it. I'm actually decided something I've been thinking about for a while now. I've decided to actually bow out as a co-presenter of the Reseller Show after this evening, just purely because I'm finding it harder and harder to be here on a weekly basis. As you guys know, I travel a lot. I've just got back from Italy a few days ago, which is why there was no show last week. And it's becoming a bit of an issue to try and juggle personal life as well as doing this. So it's kind of a bittersweet celebration for me this evening, because I've really enjoyed it, and it's been an awesome time. But I think it feels like the right time now to say, I think it's bow out while everyone's had a good time and I've enjoyed it. And I don't want it to get to the point where it becomes too much of a personal task for me to be able to make it. And also, I don't want to put on Kev too much to be not here, and for him to have to keep holding up his end of the show whilst I'm not around. So bittersweet. I've enjoyed it, and it's been great to do. But yeah, this one will be my last one as a regular weekly host. You're not going to get rid of me entirely. I'll still be around. I'd like to think I'll be still guesting on the show from time to time if Kev decides to carry on with it. I'm going to be making appearances in other people's shows, as someone's asked me to do an appearance on their show very soon, in a couple of weeks, I think, and I'll be in other places for sure. So I'll still be around. You'll still see me, but in terms of a regular weekly spot, I think this one is going to be my last. But I've loved every minute of it. I've really enjoyed it, and thanks to you guys for making it as special as it has been.
I just wanted to publicly say out loud here with all you guys here on our 1 year birthday that the Reseller Show is me and Andy, and it's one of those things where when Andy said, and the thing is, guys, me and Andy, when we did this was a passion project, and it comes out of our own time, separately from our own businesses and our own lives. And Andy, as he quite rightly said, that he loves to travel and he loves to go out here, there, and everywhere. And and when he told me as well, I started to think about my own personal journey of like this year and what's gone on. And do you know what? Believe it or not, like our company, like my business now, has got 24 members of staff, from physical employees to virtual assistants around the world. And like, I thought to myself, do you know what? It is a lot. It's a lot to come every week and try to do your best for you guys, because that's what this is. It's trying to do the best all the time. And sometimes it's not quite right with technical difficulties and things. And you've got to try juggle your own personal life as well as your business. And like, for example, my son, he's just started doing Tuesdays football as well as Thursdays football. So, it's quite an intensive week. It's quite a relentless week. And so when Andy said that to me, I said, you know what we're going to do is we're actually going to put the Reseller Show on hold, where we're going to probably put it on hold for the rest of the year. We're going to have some time just to enjoy it, the full year that we've done. Myself and Andy, it's been fantastic. And then I'm just going to think about what we want to do with it going forward, whether that's it and we don't do it anymore, or whether we maybe think about doing something else. I don't know, guys. So, for you guys that are, Jerry, when you're saying you're going to carry on the show, for me, I'm a bit of a sentimental kind of person. Like, this show is me and Andy. So it kind of doesn't feel right. Do you know what I mean? So we're gonna put it on pause and just sort of see what happens, really. But I just wanted to say, honestly, personally, meeting Andy Lawrence was probably, and I don't mean this in at all sort of like trying to take the piss or whatever, but Andy's been one of the greatest people that I have met on my own personal online journey. And over the last sort of 18 months, we've gone out for dinners, we've done events. He's come over to my warehouse. I've gone to his events, and he has truly become a great friend of mine. So, it's sort of like one of those things where it's like, don't quite feel right for me just to continue. So we're just going to let it settle. We're going to let it pause. I'm going to focus in on my own business. Like I said, I've doubled in size this year. I've got 24 members of the staff. I'm going to put some time in the family and the business, and we'll see what it goes, and we'll take it from there, Andy.
Oh, very sweet. Thank you, Kev. Very nice words. I appreciate it. No, it's been really good. It's been really good, and I appreciate the kind sentiments. It's been actually, having that every week has been a tie, and keeping in touch with everyone has actually been really an interesting experiment for me to see how that whole thing works. And I must admit, it's been really good for me as well to get out of it, much more than just anything to do with business, but as a personal thing to grow personally, and to invest in other people for the sake of trying to do something more than just a personal thing. It's been really good, actually. I've definitely got a lot out of it, and it is a difficult thing. I've been really struggling to decide what to do for the best over the last few weeks. I've been aware that I can't keep up the regular weekly show, and I'm just not around. It's difficult for me to be around, but I wanted to do it, so it's always a difficult decision to come to, and I've been putting it off, to be honest with you. But the reality is I'm just not around enough. That's my own life choice. It's my own personal choice. I want to do it more. I want to travel more. I've been away, I don't know, 5 times this year for a large amount of weeks in the year. Been to California, just got back from Italy, been to South Africa at the beginning of the year, France. I'm losing count of the different places I've been to, and that's what I love to do. That is my passion, and something I've been building towards for the last 5 years, really, in my business, to make sure I can do that. And I'm continuing to do that, and I want to do that even more. So it makes it even harder to do this on a weekly basis. Perhaps didn't think that one through when I started the whole project, but it's been great to do it for the year. And I've met some new friends along the way as a result of this, and I'm sure we'll be around anyway. Kev's got his own channels, his YouTube channels, and the whole community on Facebook and everything else like that. I'll still be doing my YouTube videos on the Wholesale Help channel and Instagram page, and I'll be around. I'll definitely be around. But in terms of just being able to show up in one place on a weekly basis, is going to be very difficult. But there are other things I've got in mind to be able to do something on a semi-regular basis, and there are opportunities in the future for me to still participate in the community. So watch this space. I've got some plans, and hopefully I can do both in some respect. But it is a shame, as Kev says. It was something that we put together each other, and without being able to, it will feel weird not doing it with Kev on every Monday. So yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's completely understandable, Andy. I mean, like I said, it's one of those things where it's a big commitment. Like it is a big commitment. If you're doing a weekly show, it's quite difficult to put this together, and the technology, and you've got your business, you've got your personal life, traveling and things, and the same for me. I mean, like I said, my business has become very much more intensive than it ever has. My senior team, this year alone, I've hired my COO in Steve. I've hired my CFO in Anna. I've hired my HR manager. And these, they need my attention, and it's one of those things where the bigger you, there's lots to do, there's lots to navigate through your own. I've still got obviously my kids. Harper, she's only 4 years old. Theo, 11 years old, and you've got to do your best. And doing the Reseller Show has been absolutely fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it. But at the same time, it's like it is a lot of work, and it's although it's great, but you guys deserve the continuous week after week, the same level of quality that the show deserves. And and it's just one of those things. One of those things. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on hold for the remainder of the year. We're going to see what happens from this point forward. Whether me and Andy bow out altogether and we bring potentially I bring in somebody else to do it. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to focus my energy on my success partners. So I've been doing a lot of work with my success partners, and I'm just going to work with them for the remainder of the year as well as my own business. So we will see. We'll see how we get on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're still doing a reseller show here, right? So let's continue with the reseller show whilst you still can. I'm sure some of you guys have got some questions. I saw Sean actually posted something whilst he was patiently waiting in the reseller show group about a potential. Now, this is something we've been surmising and talking about for years, literally years, which is an opportunity to have fulfillment with eBay. And there does seem to be a private company offering that right now. And I'm just trying to find, if you beat me to it, Sean, if you can mention in the chat what the name of it is. I'm just trying to find it now from your post in the reseller show. But that is very interesting. Here it is. I've got a Habu, I guess. You never know with these URLs. There's so little domains available now. There's some really weird names for domains, but it's habu.co.uk, multi-channel fulfillment made easy. We take your stock, store it, pick, pack, and deliver it for you automatically. We integrate with your software, provide you with real-time stock management, and most importantly, total peace of mind. And they integrate with eBay, Amazon, Shopify, and many others. So really interesting, that one. It's going to be fairly new, so I don't know how that's going to work. It's offering 2 months free storage. There will be a storage fee, obviously. How many warehouses they've got, what sort of spec and situation. Can they offer a price that works? Are they big enough to be able to offer an efficient pricing structure? If they're too small, they will probably have to charge a lot more. We'll just have to see. But an interesting one. Really interesting. Interested to see how that might work in real time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, anything like that's good news, really. Just more potential. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Sean says he's thinking of giving it a trial and pay £20 a month. Okay. Luke reckons quite a few people he knows use it and like it. That's good. And it's actually been going for a couple of years now, maybe. Well, that's interesting. Worth having a play with for sure. I don't know why I haven't heard of that earlier. Maybe I heard about it and then forgot about it. It's quite possible with my memory. But I'd be interested to hear more about it. I might need to do a bit more digging then, Sean and Luke, and see what the feedback is, maybe just to try it. But it sounds interesting. I've moved away from eBay mainly because of that situation that, you have to do the manual fulfillment and it hasn't suited. Sean says interesting for Andy, more holidays. Well, yeah, absolutely. If I can reinitiate the eBay channel and on an efficient way that actually works and still makes me a profit, I'm all in. I'm quite happy to go for it. That's the main reason I slowly at first moved away, then found Amazon working a lot better, did more of it, and then built my entire business model for what I wanted to do around the FBA system. So, ultimately eBay got more and more redundant for me. But if it works, it's not the same as Amazon FBA, I'm sure. They don't have the same reach. They don't have the same capacity or size. So I'll be interested to see, but definitely worth having a play with for sure. So, I have to see. Very
absolutely.
Very
Yeah. Sean says, anyone got any tips for newbies about becoming VAT registered? It's incredible, Sean. You've had an amazing year. would definitely, if we was to give awards out, it would definitely be Sean's been relentless this year, fantastic. And then for you to become VAT registered as well, amazing, congratulations. Andy, do you wanna go first at this?
Oh yeah, thanks, Kev. I do love a tax question. Oh dear. Oh well. Yeah. Becoming VAT registered, it's a big headache. You've already done the right thing, Sean. To be honest with you, by getting a decent accountant, because that is everything as far as I'm concerned. Because accountants vary massively in how they work and how good they are, and how they work for you. More importantly, um, you know, see you, Simon. Simon's got to go. Thanks to you both for all your time and advice, and thanks to all you watchers out there. It's been fun.
Cheers,
Thanks,
Simon.
Simon. Thanks for being a legend. See you soon.
Top
Yeah,
man.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, what I was saying is it's really important to get the right accountant. They will guide you through the process. I don't think you'll have a problem, Sean, because the main thing is to push on. You don't want to be dwelling around the VAT threshold. You want to crack on and make sure that you can push on past it, because obviously it's not the best place to be. You want to have that momentum, but I think you've got all of that momentum, Sean. I don't think you show any signs of slowing down anytime soon. So for the next 6 months, if you push on and get the turnover up and the profits up, then I think you won't have any problem at all. It is always going to be a stressful time going through that process. But if you've got a good accountant that has got your back and showing you the ropes, then I think it's just a case of filling in the forms, doing what you need to do, and having a good process in place to make sure everything works. If you're struggling with it, employ someone. I don't think you've got any problem, Sean. Watching how well you've tackled your growth so far, I don't think you'll have any issues at all, because you're tackling things head on. You've got a can-do attitude. So each point you find an issue, I think you'll just overcome it. But if you're struggling with time to make sure that you get everything done, then employ your accountant to do some of that work for you, rather than just getting behind, because the trick is to keep on top of everything. But I think you'll be fine. I don't think you'll have any trouble at all.
Yeah, yeah, Sean. A couple of things to sort of echo from what Andy just said. I think a key thing is prepare yourself with a bit of time to spare. So let's say you're due to be VAT registered like next month, then start putting that in your calculations early. Don't get to the last day and you're still making purchasing based on not being VAT registered. To start doing your changes on your spreadsheets, factoring in VAT. The earlier you do that, the better, because you get to know what the effect will be. Also, you've got to work on your bookkeeping systems, right? So obviously you've got your accountant to be involved in all that as well. But at the end of the day, although yes, they're your accountant, don't leave it 100% up to them. You've still got to be involved in what you want your business in terms of bookkeeping and things to look like, because at the end of the day, it's still your business. So you want to make sure. One thing that I definitely learned was the government has set VAT up and it's set taxes up. If you don't do this correctly, you will pay more money. It's not the other way around. It's not like you don't do it. If you don't do it correctly, you pay less. It will be if you don't manage your VAT correctly, as in, what are your 0% items, what are your 5% items, putting the right tax codes in on Amazon. If you wanted to start using tools that link from Amazon to a bookkeeping software, like you maybe want to go like Link My Books to Xero, or you want to go something like A2X to QuickBooks, and you want to start having a decent system when it comes to bookkeeping and it comes to knowing what your purchasing has been and your purchasing and sales has been for your reduced VAT products. Don't just see everything as 20%, because it's just not. You want to get your systems in place for requesting VAT invoices. So at the end of the day, if you ever get any type of inspection, you're going to need to be able to be in a position to present documentation if they were to recall, like they ask you for the right documentation. So these are the things that you want to think about. Mark will be able to talk you through all that anyway, and he'll be able to work you through everything. But you want to just be clear in your mind and be proactive as much as you can, because there's nothing worse than letting it pile up week after week, month after month, and then it gets to 3 months, and now it's like, crap, I've got to do my bookkeeping for the last 3 months. You got to develop a system to try staying as proactive and as up to date as possible, and that's probably what I would say.
Yeah, that's probably the overriding lesson I've learned over the years is tackle it head on and keep on top of it, because the main issues are when you push it to one side and think about it later, and then it becomes a big mess and a big mountain to climb rather than just a small inconvenience on a regular basis. It's far better to get that procedure in place first to make sure you can get things done on a regular basis. As soon as it gets on top of you, then it becomes something that you don't want to face, and then it becomes a real pain. So yeah, just keep on top of it and figure that out to make it happen.
Yeah, and I just want to add there as well. A great thing when it comes to VAT really is to get yourself into a position where your VAT liability, like on a monthly basis. That's the best way of doing it. So what we do is, number one, you should a book that I'd highly recommend is something called a book called Profit First. So Profit First is a fantastic business book that I highly recommend anybody reads. But one thing that I definitely learned works for us is we do weekly standing orders to separated bank accounts. So, the money comes into one account and we will do automated transfers to other accounts, whether that is a tax account, whether it's a profit account. We do automatic transfers. So what you don't want to do is get to 3 months and now you need to find £20,000 from somewhere. You need to have that tax being sort of like automatically skimmed away every week if you can, into a bank, so it's just topping up over the 3 months. And if you then get to a point where your VAT liability for the previous month on like the 4th or like the 7th or whatever, what it means is when you get to the end of the 3 months, you've usually got a full month and then like a week. So you've usually got like 5 weeks to get your VAT return submitted and paid. What that means is if your deadline is on the 7th of the following month and you only just work out your VAT on the 7th, it means then you've got a VAT bill to pay on the 10th, which doesn't give you a long time, especially if you've not been saving the right amounts of money. So the last thing you want to do is get Mark or get an accountant to say to you, you've got a £27,000 bill and you've got 3 days to get the money. That's not what you want. You want to get yourself proactive as much as you possibly can. So you've got a full month. If something's occurred in your business where you've maybe overshot your calculations or your VAT is bigger than you think or whatever, you've got time to actually adjust. It's probably one of the biggest things that I certainly learned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great advice. Great advice is get all that in place first, and make sure you're clear on your procedures and make sure you've got it all up and running. But I'm sure you'll be fine, Sean. He says, I know VAT is quarterly. Doug is meeting up with me soon and will hold my hand. Appreciate everything you guys are saying. Cool. Yeah, I know you'll be fine. Just map it all out and you'll do absolutely fine, Sean. I look forward to, continuing to hear your progress and see how you get on. But I know this Q4 is going to be an interesting one for you when you get it all said and done. I know it's going to be an awesome one, and you'll be off to the races. But it's great. That's the one thing about this show's been interesting over the years, watching people's progress over that time as well, and seeing Sean going from a part-time position, I think, and getting as much done in all the, filling his house up with stuff and not having any room, and constantly outsourcing to the point where he's now, full-time, still constantly outsourcing, even whilst he's watching the Reseller Show, pulling over on hard shoulders and still coming out of Sainsbury's and all sorts. That's been great to watch that literally in action as we go through the year. So yeah, that's been fun
You got
to
his
see
van.
that.
He got his
Yep.
van,
Yep.
which was awesome. You keep doing what you're doing, Sean. You power through that VAT threshold like it's not even there. Power through it. Don't just go to this threshold. Get to 1 million a year. And continue. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be absolutely fine.
Yeah. This time next year, Sean, I think it will be just a speck on the horizon. You will have gone through, you would have got it all sorted, and you'll think, oh, I don't know what all the fuss is about. You would have powered through, and I'm sure you'll be doing really well. So yeah, we have every confidence in you. Does anyone else have any questions whilst we're on? I know we're late and we're already at 8:10, but have we got any other questions while we're at it for you guys on this birthday
What's
show?
been what's been one of your highlights, Andy? Is there been a particular episode show that's been a highlight of yours?
Yeah, there's been quite a few that we've done that I've really enjoyed. Really, the ones I think that are the most satisfying is we've ended up having questions or ending up with a conversation that has led to really, moving the needle and finding some really good stuff. Because that's why I think this format has worked so well, is because we don't know where we're going to end up. And so we might have some idea of maybe some news snippets we want to talk about, some things like some questions people talk about, but it may then sort of provoke a discussion where we end up in a totally different place. And those ones have always been the best, where I've finished and gone, wow, that was amazing. I hadn't really even thought that deeply about that subject until we had the opportunity to spend an hour talking about it, and those ones have been really memorable, where we've uncovered some of the golden nuggets and been able, I think, to create some content that will have definitely help some people. And that's what the aim was really for this thing, is to do something where we can have an impact and share some advice that people can take away and put into action. And I think overall, I think we've achieved that.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the most important thing is it's moving that needle forward. It's taking that step. And the one thing that I would say that this show's different from maybe other YouTube videos is when you're just watching a YouTube video and you've just searched for something and it's about a particular topic, it's just a little snippet of you don't know where it is in the bigger picture. And what the show allows you to do when you're speaking so casually and you're back and forth sharing experience and whereabouts you're at right now, it allows you to fill in the gaps. It allows you to talk a little bit more in depth and fully, just like that VAT question, for example. It allows you to go a little bit deeper in different points of view and things. So I think that's definitely been a real great part of the show. The like I said, the casual element of it, being able to go down directions. Because me and Andy, like we always say, we do this on the spot, like every week. It's very difficult to plan. We just go live and we take it where we take it, and that's why this show hasn't just been our show. It's been our show. It's been all of our shows, because we've spoken about. I don't even know what that episode was about when we started talking about sausage rolls. And I'll also add the special guests that we've had. Luke's been on the show. We've had some incredible guys on the show, all the way from the Matts to Gareth to. I don't even want to go through going through every single one, because I know I'll just miss somebody. But I don't mean to cause offence to anyone. So we've had incredible special guests. It's been fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see. It's been great and I hope you continue to use the Facebook group and share your successes this Q4, because I know for a fact there is there's big success coming out of our masterminds this Q4.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's a resource that we can continue to use and communicate and ask questions and hopefully answer questions on as and when we have time. That still should be a available resource. And yeah, it's been definitely, it was really good chatting to Luke when he came on. About the books, and that's why I like the long form, being able to sort of just shoot the breeze for that period of time, because you do end up being able to take the opportunity to get to places you wouldn't normally on a static video where you've just got a few points to cover. So yeah, for sure. Jerry says, are you going to be attending the trade show in February? If you mean the spring fair, yep, I imagine so. I usually try and make both of them every year, as well as a couple more if I have the time and nothing crops up in between them. So yes, I plan to, Jerry, if you're going to be there, it would be good to catch up. I usually try and have a bit of a meet up there if I can. And if anyone's going to be there, I usually mention on my Facebook groups that I'm going to be there. And so, if you want to meet up, that's always good for a cup of tea and a chat. Is always good to do that if you're going to be there anyway. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm sure I'll mention on the Reseller Show or my Wholesale Help Facebook group if that's going to happen. But yeah, I'm getting hoarse now. I think I'm catching what you've got, Kev.
I know. I don't know what it is. I went to go see Adam Kupinski, who's been on another guest on the show on Saturday, and he's just got himself a warehouse. Amazing. And we literally spent because he's got his own warehouse, which is amazing. It's great to see. But it's amazing when you meet other people doing this. We did stop talking for literally like 6 hours. Me, Gareth, and Adam were just talking business like this all the time. And I woke up the next day, the Sunday, just like, just talk. Like, it would just talk so much. So it's probably good to have a couple of weeks off. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think you need a bit of R&R, Kev. That's for sure. Yeah, no, that's great. It's always good to see people like Adam getting into their own warehouse and stuff. And Reezy's expanding over in the US, getting his own warehouse as well for his books, which is crazy. I know that's going to be a big outfit as well. He's decided to scale up his outfit, so I always get a real buzz. Luke this year has not too long ago been sorting out his warehouse and doing that, so I always get a real buzz. It's almost like a celebration of pushing on to the next level when people get an external warehouse, of the space to be able to really scale things up. So yeah, it is good. I'm sure it won't be long before Sean gets that. I know that he's got a nice big garden, so he's going to go and maybe go the large shed route. I think you were talking about, Sean, and getting that sorted, so you've got some extra space. But I know it won't be long before you push on and you're into the warehouse, and I look forward to seeing that and sharing that celebration with you. So yeah, it won't be long, I'm sure.
And the one thing that I'll add to you guys that are here right now, and you guys that are maybe watching this back on the recording, and we maybe didn't get a chance to catch you guys live. You guys listening to the podcast, really appreciate everything. But one thing that my personal opinion has always been about success. It's not about these big numbers that you see, the hundreds and the millions a month and all that jazz, right? It's not about that. To me, it's about those significant life wins where we've had people get their first sales ever. Like that moment of getting your first sale, I think we can all remember it. We've had people quit their jobs. Like literally quit their careers. We've had people quit their professional teaching careers. We've had people quit their jobs to do this full time. What an amazing achievement. We've had warehouses. It's incredible. Luke, you've mentioned Luke already. Reezy, Adam, real people, real people like us that are, what I say, take massive action and really make a significant difference in their own life. This isn't about like I said, this isn't like you're on X Factor and you're like now a celebrity. This is you changing your life and your family's life and maybe your relatives' lives. You know, we've had people like Chris. Shout out to Chris Elsey, who had his family come into the business. We've had people go into partnerships, and we've had mums and dads starting this. We've had cousins and aunties start this. This is what truly, and I speak really quite passionately about this. This is what truly I believe we're living in such a golden era that we are going to look back when we are grandparents at the 60s and 70s, and we're talking to our we're talking to our grandchildren, and they're going to be talking about, what did you do when you was in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s? And we're going to say, look, we built our businesses. Look at what we did. Those pictures of being in a warehouse, those pictures of being on your living room floor, those pictures of when you were late at night. You was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, or Sean, when you was driving down the motorway, when nobody else is watching. But mark my words, in 10 years, in 20 years, we are literally writing our legacies right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, what a great way to say it. It's true. You get to reap what you sow. There's no one in the way stopping you. There's no fat cats determining your destiny. Everyone gets a go, and that's the beauty of it. It's a fantastic opportunity that everyone can. You put in as much as you want, get out as much as you want, and it's literally like that. If you want to hustle and burn the candle at both ends and do whatever you need to do it, you're going to make it. You're going to make it work. It's out there for you. And that's the special thing, watching people going out there and getting it. And I see people doing that, up and coming, and doing that. I know Kev as well. I know Kev in the chat. I've been keeping in touch with his progress. He's had some life successes, and a lot of things going on in his business and his life, and he's, I know that he's going to be doing really well for the future. I can tell, through doing this over, nearly 10 years of coaching people and helping people. I can see when people have got what it takes to do it. And I can see when people maybe put barriers in their own way and kind of want to do it, but maybe don't have the mental fortitude to do it. And I see people like Sean, I see people like Kev and Jerry, and obviously Luke, who's already so experienced in his own niche, that they're just going to make it work. They have the commitment to do it, and they're just going to make it work regardless of whatever happens. They'll just figure it out. And you can see that in them. And I see that, and I think they're going to do just fine. I know they are, because they've got what it takes to push on. And if adversity comes along, and it will, they'll figure it out. They won't just give up and say, oh, this is too hard. They'll just make it work. It's not, failure is not an option. It's just about doing what you need to do to make it work. And it's great to see people grow and do that. So special.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It really is amazing what you're capable of when you start going down and pushing the barriers of your own comfort. It's really quite fascinating when you come out the shackles. You break free and you run with it. We've got many examples of this. Sean's just one of them, and how he's broken out the shackles of a career. And we've got Claire and Jonathan who quit their jobs this year. When you come out the shackles and you run with it, and you don't know what the future holds. We don't know what's going to happen with Amazon. We don't know what's going to happen next year, the year after. But my God, we're in the game. We're in it. We're not on the outside. We're not outside looking in. We're in it. And no matter what happens, whether it's successes, whether it's challenges, whether you get Amazon throws a curveball, or something happens in your business, you're going to pick yourself back up and you're going to carry on, because that's what we do. It's as simple as that. And that is one, and that's how I'd love to sign off the Reseller Show at this point, because it's what it's all about. You know, it's amazing. It's amazing what truly every single one of us are capable of when you take massive action.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think we got to go before your voice gives up, Kev.
I know, I
uh,
know.
yeah, it's been good, and I think it's a great note to end on. You know, we can all get it. You know, it's all available to us. You know, you just got to go out there and make it happen. You know, the internet's an amazing opportunity. All the information's out there. You've just got to, take massive action, as Sean is echoing, you know, in the comments. But all right, guys. It's been a bit of a weird one this evening with all the technical difficulties and everything else like that. But I think that's a good one. You know, uh, we'll see you soon. I'm sure we're still going to be around. Keep chatting on the Reseller Show Facebook group. Make sure you're following us on YouTube on the Wholesale Help channel and Kev's channel, Life Success Engineer, and his Facebook groups and my Wholesale Help group. We're still around. You won't get rid of me that easily. I'm still going to be popping up in all sorts of crazy places. So keep an eye open for me. And take care, guys. Keep doing it. Keep pushing on. Keep the momentum up. And we'll see you. We'll see you on the interwebs.
We will see you around, definitely. Take care. Keep taking massive action, and we'll see you next time. Bye
See you
bye.
guys.